Welcome to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord channel. Be sure to go to VC Check and 1 to get your VC verification tags to get involved in the conversation about our Earth. Be sure to bring your verifiable Earth curvature evidence, though.
Enemy spotted.
Imhungry, the POE's back.
Good. How you doing?
Good, man, good.
Is this your first time here, sir?
No.
Okay, so you've been here before. Well, welcome.
Yeah, actually, I've been here a couple times before.
Okay, welcome back.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. I actually like this server.
Well, I'm assuming you're on the flat
Being a
side,
new
right?
guy, you know, I'm still kind of I was just gonna say I'm still kind of the new guy around here, but I've like hopped on here before in past times.
Okay. But are you on the flat side or you on the globe side?
I'm on the POE side, so it's in the middle.
You're in
I
the
guess
middle.
you could say it's in the middle. Yeah, it's on the fence.
Oh, okay. You're
And
on
a
the
lot of
fence.
people a lot of people on both sides hate POEs, so I understand that too. So I'm used to being hated, kicked out, banned just for saying something, and that like Glovers do the same shit. Not to put anybody in a corner here or anything. I'm just saying, yeah, I get banned from Glovers too. They get mad
Okay.
when I ask a question, and then they say, "Oh, you're just a POE," and then they don't answer the question, mute me, and go on to the next idiot that has a dumb question to answer or ask. I mean,
Okay.
that's what I'm
Well,
used
you
to.
say you're on the fence. Like, if you have the question, like, what would be your question? Like, which part you're on the fence on?
Well, that is probably the best question I've heard yet. Because at this point, I don't know what question to ask. If that makes any sense. Which it doesn't to me, so I would assume it's a weird question to you. What question actually makes sense for me to answer that? What answer, I mean, to answer that with? I don't have one yet, so I'm just the guy on the fence. I feel like all my questions have been answered, but I still don't have the particular whereabouts to decide where I'm leaning towards.
Okay. I see. Well, that it's gonna be a hard one then. I mean, if you said that all your questions had been answered, but
I'm
you
definitely
still
I'm definitely not here to troll people though, right? So I'm definitely that like pose and trolls they kind of blend into the same category, but I have questions for Glovers that are not being answered. So and one of them is a good one. I hear you. I hear you. We all hear you, I think.
Okay, okay. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to. Let me get back to my screen. Sorry about that. 1 moment.
So you want to know one of my questions for the Glovers here is why is it that when we see the Chicago skyline, right, and they say it's a refraction, right? Well, they say that the bottom half of the building is blocked by curvature, correct? Right? So they all agree on that. And they say that the image is actually refracting back to us because we shouldn't be able to see that. However, the refraction image itself that they say is bending back towards us, they say that it's more elongated, right? I didn't actually mention this before, which I should have. They actually say it's a little bit more elongated, and you'll be able to tell that from the measurements of, I forget the exact details on that exactly. Like, it was ridiculous how. So, anyways, it's more elongated, right? Taller, up into the sky than what the original building actually is, right? So they try to say this, but yet they forget to tell you the refracted image should be showing the refracted curvature of the building itself actually tilting back away from you from the curvature itself. Does that make any sense? So you'll still see the building from the superior mirage, but it'll still be leaning back at an angle that you can measure with the refraction. So it's so supposedly it's the refraction, but it's like they did all the other math, but they didn't do this math. And that is my simple question. It's not really a simple question. It's kind of a hard question for the really, really smart, I don't know, geodetic surveyors out there. And I don't even think they'll be able to answer me because McToon just called me a POE and muted me when I asked him that question. And I'm assuming they'll all do the same thing. I mean, it's kind of hard to just call up NASA and ask them this question. You probably aren't rich enough to fucking call them. And NASA would have the answer. This should be like a simple question for NASA. I'm not even bullshitting you.
It's not a NASA question. So what is the question?
What?
What is the
Okay.
question? State the question, if you would.
I have to state the whole thing all over again. So
No, I heard part
if
of
you
it,
just
so-
want, okay, if you just want me to state the question, it is, why isn't the refracted angle of the superior mirage on the Chicago skyline of the buildings when they look? Are you familiar with that video?
Yeah,
Where the
I am
superior-
actually. I'm from Chicago, and I've studied this
Oh,
whole
good.
thing for quite a while. So listen, I know what you're saying. You don't even have to say it. So whatever phenomenon is happening there, do you realize that a sailor could go sail from one side of the lake? Seeing that now, when does it change from an apparition to the real thing? Because as a sailor, I've sailed as a child with my family. You could see the whole entire thing the whole way, and it wasn't as tall as it is now. So if you could do that, like that picture, a sailor could go from one side to the other. It doesn't change from some mirage to the real thing, because you could go on shore and touch the shore with your foot and be looking at it the whole entire time you sailed. For instance, even just to Catalina Island. But I digress.
Okay, so you're
But
saying
you
with
sail
the with the supposed refraction image, you're still able to sail towards it and not see any like what you're saying is a
change.
what would be a change? Yeah, a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have to. It
I
would have
didn't
to
think about
shift.
that
It would
one
have to
either.
shift. It would have to shift.
It would have to
And you
shift.
can see it doesn't
And
shift. Yeah.
if you were to
And you know how you listen.
film that on a video camera,
listen,
you'd be able to measure it in the video camera while you were sailing too. Go on.
Listen, it's like this. You can sight on it at 0 as the horizon, then sail a little further, and it's still there at 0 horizon. You sail a little further, it's still there at 0 horizon. You get all the way to the very end. It never shifted or changed position, not one. It never got higher or lower from 0 at the horizon. It never did.
Okay,
So
that makes perfect
there's
sense.
that. So look, the reason it makes sense is because it's something logically you can do as a sailor. You could go from shore to shore and watching the whole entire time. Or let's say you're out at sea and you're behind another ship, and the ship is 100 miles ahead of you, but you can still see it. And you keep following that, then you can track its position. These are things that you can logically do. It cannot happen on a ball. Those things cannot happen on a ball. At all. So you seeing the shoreline, you are seeing the shoreline. I don't care what the fuck the horizon could be doing above and below the horizon line. They could be jumping flips with three-toed gnomes doing the hopscotch. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter what. The horizon didn't shift position, as I just showed you. Logically doesn't change position. So they would have to show all kinds of changes for one. They can't.
There's no curve.
They can't
There's
get
no
an
curve.
Okay,
elevation. They can't get
so
an
what we were
yeah,
actually
yeah.
kind of talking about the same thing, just in a
I know.
different way. Yeah, so you kind
Yeah,
of picked up my point there and explained a completely different phenomena that I really didn't follow.
yeah.
I didn't,
Okay, so
or I should say,
check
I
it out.
didn't.
Uh,
I follow it, but I didn't really like think about that side, right? Like,
Okay, yeah, so check it out. So, yeah, I know that's okay because I'm a sailor. So, listen, I can impart some of that information to you, which I've been doing for several years here. But anyway, let's check this out. So, as a sailor, you can do what's called coastal navigation. Now, that is basically you're sighting landmarks that are on shore while you're out in the water. Like you could do this in Lake Michigan too, or any lake that's large enough where you lose sight of land. But where you're just on the coast and you see landmarks like a lighthouse, then sometimes there's buoys that have flashing lights. You can sight on those because those are known locations. They don't change. They're chained to the bottom. So so you can sight off those and then you can triangulate your position by using a right triangle. All you do is sight, you know which direction you're traveling, cardinal direction. You sight the angle from your cardinal direction of motion to the angle to the landmark. Then you have an angle there, right? Then when you do the second one, another landmark, or there's another thing called a radio beacon, and you can use a little device that swivels around once you level it on your deck top. You level it,
okay.
and then you can rotate it around 360 degrees. It picks up radio beacons that are directionally aimed across the flat water. So you got those. You can get those beacons from like 20 miles away, 20, 30 miles away, and you could go right into the shore and get right into the jetty in the complete fog
It's
with
funny that
this
you're
with these
bringing up.
devices. But I digress.
Sorry.
Go
Go on. Go on. No,
ahead.
no,
Hold
no.
on.
Go
I'm
on.
almost done. I'm almost done. So the thing with the coastal navigation is you're using a right triangle laid down on its side because you know distances from like distances, the angles. You just use the angle to triangulate, and then you can correlate that with the distance between the known objects also because those are listed on charts as well. Use your compass the same way. On a legend, you find out how far a mile is, and you just walk that baby down. Or if it's the same direction of travel, let's say, or a suspected same direction of travel, you use what's called a parallel rule, and it slides the same direction. It slides across the chart, which is a flat chart. And that's the only way you can do any of this is that your chart equals to the surface level of the water where you're navigating on.
And they
And you
will
have to have
argue
right
with you that,
triangles. They have to have
yeah,
almost done. Wait a second, almost done.
sorry.
The last part. This is it. Then I'll yield. The point about the coastal navigation is you're using right triangles. All sides have to be flat and level, or it doesn't work. And they've been doing this for years. And that's the last of that.
And it's funny that the only thing they come up with to argue with that, as far as what I've heard from what you just said, is, well, the Earth is flat at short distances. To
Well, no,
account,
they're trying something else. When we go to
so
celestial
that is,
navigation, which is using the elevation angle of these known luminaries that are actually printed in books with their GP. It tells you exactly where they're located at a certain time of year to the second.
well, aren't you getting
Do
into
you dig
using a
that?
sextant? Aren't you getting into using a
Yes,
sextant?
that.
Because, sorry.
I tried to get it started out simple with the triangulation of landmarks. That's using coastal navigation. So those are delineation categories of types of navigation. But you're still using a triangle, but it's actually to do it with all sides of the triangle have to be straight, or else it does not work. You can't have a GP, which is zenith, the stars, when it's directly above certain location. That stuff is so static. And what I mean by static is it's
Yeah.
so precise as far as where it is, that they print those books year after year after year. Those elevation angles are not changing minutely, if ever at all. They don't have to, because they're known places that kept people from sailing into the rocks after they sailed into the rocks 300 times previous. That's how they figured that out.
Okay, they will
They said,
argue
"Holy shit,
too.
we were a couple." Yeah.
They will
Okay.
argue
Let's
too
hear what
about
they're arguing.
Polaris. About 2,000 years ago or 2,500 years ago, somebody plotted Polaris like
Oh,
0.0001 degrees away from
You
what you're
believe that
seeing
shit?
it now.
You believe that shit?
Uh, you know,
yeah.
it's just that's why I'm here.
No.
So I just thought I'd bring
I
it up.
know. So
I'm
when did
just
they measure that?
I don't
So
know,
ask
man.
them.
It's like
Ask.
2,000 years
So
ago.
listen, you
it's like
gotta ask them.
maybe longer, right? It's
You
like,
gotta
well,
ask.
you had Aristophanes who barely figured out where the globe is. What,
Two stick and a
You gotta
shadow
ask
in a
them.
supposedly
well.
what the globe was. Mm-hmm.
The
You
fuck?
gotta ask them, when did they actually measure it? You have to ask them that part. When was this actually measured? What are you talking about? When was it
Because it
measured?
sounds like me,
You gotta
it
tell
was a
us.
bunch of caveman just plotting points in the sky year after year. They didn't know how to measure
Yeah,
redshift or anything
they
like that.
didn't,
Like, why
or
is it now
distances.
different than it was back then when they could have had
How
their
did he?
math wrong?
How did they know it was 500 stadia? How did they know that? How did they know that?
I'm telling you, man, these
If that's
people
what
in
it supposedly
general are
was, it
so
doesn't even matter.
gullible. You know,
The
people in
the
general are so
circumference
fucking gullible.
the circumference of the Earth, I kind of get that
Exactly.
experiment to the most part. I do kind of get that what Eratosthenes did, but at the same time, you're still using a sort of advanced trigonometry at this point in time,
No,
where
no, but look,
not
at the
with
same
just
time, look,
measuring
I
the
gotta
shape of the
stop
Earth.
you.
I'm telling you, assuming that you had to
Earth
assume
is
the
the globe.
sun was a ball, and you
Yeah.
had to assume that the Earth was a ball. So yeah, both,
Yes,
but
got
there was
that
a
right.
lot of
You're
things
right.
going
You're
on
right.
there. So at the
You're
same
absolutely right on that.
time,
I'd say you're right on that account. Definitely those accounts. Totally.
right
Absolutely
on.
correct. I agree.
I'm
Yep.
glad I'm
Yeah.
making some
Yeah.
headway here because
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
there's things
Yeah. So
here
that's
that
the
are
thing.
just
Now listen, I wanna tell you, because if you ever talk to any Glober about celestial navigation, they don't know what they're talking about, and they'll try to forget about the x-axis, the one you're sailing on, completely, or the purpose of why you're on the x-axis going from point A to point B, from port to port.
they do.
Duh.
They do.
And Captain Obvious and fucking Sidekick, duh. So
Yeah, obvious.
so no, we're not going with that shit. No, so they have no thing unless they can show that you can get a zero horizon on a curved surface, that it wouldn't be different every single time. How do you navigate with a curved adjacent, the one you're traveling on? Do you see how you would be off location then from what I'm saying, where the horizon's always zero, which we did before in the first exercise? Didn't know it was an exercise? Well, it was. So this is the second part of it. The elevation angle cannot be achieved on a curved surface. Period. End of story. You'd be lost at sea. Thank you very much. P.S. Crashed into the motherfucking rocks. Yo. Dumb shits. God.
Well, no, they already have altered maps and altered navigation systems apparently because they could just get they got shipping lanes now, right? So they just
It doesn't matter. Yeah, but look, if the GPS
which
goes out,
just
bro,
happened by the way.
you're gonna whip out a sextant. You're gonna do it the old time way. You're gonna take out your
Oh.
sextant, take out your nautical almanacs. You're gonna find a fix, and you're gonna use luminary objects. If all your stuff goes out, which happens on board ships, doesn't matter how big. They sometimes can have problems where they lose electrical power. Something like that happens. Something's got to
Do
be
you
switched
use
out.
the 69 miles, 1 degree drift model kind of thing going on? Or every 69
No,
miles,
you're
they
using
say the
dead
star
reckoning.
moves
You're
a
using
1
that.
degree,
That
and
is
then they
that
say
is
that proves a globe, which actually doesn't prove,
yeah. Only
because once again, they're assuming a globe.
Oh,
I'm trying to tell you,
no,
they're
no.
assuming a globe by
I
using
know that.
this extra.
So I'm going to tell you exactly what they're doing. What they're doing is they're transposing the sky right down to the ground. So that's not what it is. We're looking the other way with a flat surface. They're looking at something that they think is spinning. So they're using these degrees. It doesn't apply when you're on board a ship, you're navigating, you're going knots per hour. So that is nautical miles, 6,000 feet per nautical mile. Yeah, it's
Actually, I hate
larger
to
than
break it to you.
5,280.
I hate to break
But
this to you. It
you're
can
not breaking
change a
nothing to me,
degree on a
bro.
flat Earth. That's the
But it's been
thing.
since I was 10 years, man.
I will
I'm
say it
just told
can
you
change.
that. What? I just told you. I just told you that what can change.
Just
What can change?
the star in the star in the sky
No,
can
they don't.
change
No,
it
bullshit.
can change 1
Show it.
degree after 69 miles, but what I'm saying is
It's
you
here.
don't have to
Hearsay.
be you
Oh
don't
yeah.
actually have to be on a globe surface for that to change 1 degree. Right?
Do you see how they can
Angles are
transpose
angles,
the
right?
sky to the
Yeah.
ground? You don't
Trey,
like to listen to other people,
you
do you? You like
no
to interrupt
you
everybody. Everybody you
I
talk to,
just
do you interrupt?
uh
Like when I'm
well
talking, you just decide to talk right now. You're doing it again.
well
Is the
it's
lag
crazy
that bad?
because yeah, no,
Because
I'm agreeing. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely
you're
right. I'm
running all
sorry.
over everything I fucking say. So
Mm-mm.
anyway, what I was trying to get to is
No, because I
the
completely
Glovers
agree
cannot.
with you.
They have nothing. Holy shit! Can't continue like this. So the Glovers will run into everything wrong because they think they're on a curved surface, and that you can clearly see how the right triangle is not a curved surface on the x-axis. So how you'd be off location is the main point. Do you get that? As long as you get that, I'm good. We're good.
I get that.
I'll
I
yield the
get
floor.
that. Uh, so I apologize about all of that running over you. It's funny. Even the people that like me or agree with me in this community still don't really like me because of that. So I apologize. I'm completely wrong. I should just quit this community and give up and go do something else, like play World of
No,
Warcraft,
I
because
think
I'm really good
I
at it.
I think maybe you should just think about your approach. Maybe take a breath between words, every couple words, and slow down. Take the Adderall drip out. Just do away with that somewhere else. Don't slip it in your your never mind, in your Coca-Cola. I'm old-fashioned, but they used to be a big thing in the old
I
days.
agree. I agree. And I've heard that
Girls,
too.
girls would
Uh,
slide drugs into their sodas. Did you know that era?
I heard about that too.
That's pretty sly, though. You gotta admit.
But I just want to say I'm really sorry for trying to talk over to you. It was actually
Hey, no,
I
oh,
was assumed. Sorry.
no, it's all right. There is a little bit of a lag, so keep that. I keep that in mind definitely. But so I just try to slow down, and pause after I am done speaking, and then that way I'm done. Like now.
I'll just definitely say I was over talking you, and I was completely agreeing with you, so I didn't think it was like a problem, and that was completely my bad. That was absolutely unacceptable. I'm sorry.
Well, it throws me off because I'm like severe ADHD or whatever. Blame it on my ADD, baby. Never mind. It was the song that was playing earlier. It throws me off. I start losing my concentration. Like when I hear little distractions, it completely throws me off. But anyway, no problems,
No,
man. Nice to meet you. It's all right. It's no big deal. We like a lot of my friends. We speak to each other that way, and I get along with people who run across each other's lines all the time, but we still understand each other and like each other's company, even though because we kind of get it all at the same time. As funny as that might sound to some, but a
Sunny,
lot of you know what
what's
I'm
going
talking
on?
about. Yeah.
So
Who's that?
I completely agree with you. You just met a new friend, by the way.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, appreciate it. What's your name again? Just repeat it because I'm trying to.
I go by
I'm
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Hungry for truth. Okay, right on. See God rocking
Yeah.
up there. Are you there? God rocking. Calling God rocking. God rocking. I'm using the phone's microphone. Is it any good? Is it better? Is my phone's microphone here better than my spiffy headset I got that I was using? The blue. What do I have? G. It's an Apple G. Called
Hey,
a
do you
blue
guys
something.
know? Sorry.
No, the blue something. Have you heard of it? Never mind. Go ahead. I'm about to go off topic. Go ahead. What were you gonna say? Go
Hey, we
ahead,
can't
bro.
hear you, Sunny, bro. We can't hear you, bro.
Shit, you're roboting,
Actually,
Sonny. Start again.
Oh,
yeah,
I am.
Sunny.
Hold on.
Hey, Sunny. I think your headset is sucks.
No, I'm not using the headset. You silly.
No, I'm
Hold
just
on.
kidding, bro. You fine, bro. I was messing with you.
You're good, bro. Troll. Bam.
Hold on. I'm not using the headset yet, but I will.
Oh shit. Okay. Now he gonna go robotic for real.
Here. Switch device. There we
But yeah,
are.
my friend. Hey,
Do you hear me, Doc? Can you hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you
Wait a
Yeah,
nice
minute.
and
we
clear.
could hear you.
Nice and clear.
Hold on.
Nice and clear.
That's the right one. It's not the right one still. Bad. My bad. It's not the Bluetooth
Yeah,
for whatever
so
reason.
I do want to say this to I'm hungry. Bro, just put it this way. If we can be honest with ourselves, right? There's no fucking curve, okay? There's no fucking curve. Water itself would destroy the globe. Period. We know natural physics of water. It's when it at rest, it's flat. It's level. It does not fucking
Uh,
curve into a ball. It just bro. It's
Okay.
that's like the most common sense shit ever. But if people don't get it, the reason why people don't get it because they've been fucking taught this
Mic
way since
check.
they were young. We all did so.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. How's
Oh, I
that?
can hear you, bro. I can hear you.
I
Nice and
actually
clear.
call
Oh,
that
good. Okay.
water
Oh,
mountains to
that.
mock globe earthers. So it's called water mountains. That's what the flat horizon is.
Water
It's
hills and
called
mountains.
water
Water
mountains
mountain.
on the ocean. When it's on the land, I call it land mountain. The reason why they get mad is because it's called mountains and they think they can make fun of us with it when actually we're mocking
Water.
them
No.
about it because there
Yeah.
should be
Yeah. Water
curve
hills.
at the
Hey,
land.
hey,
No, I call it water mountains and land mountains.
listen.
And
You can
they
call
get
whatever
mad.
you want to call. Okay. The main thing is there's no curve. Okay. There's no fucking curve, and that's it. You can
Hmm.
call listen. You can stand by. You can call water valley, water mountain, water lake, whatever you want to call, bro. Just water. Do not curve into a fucking ball, and it's just
Nope.
simple as that.
It's
Water
just
will
as simple as
destroy
that.
the
I
globe.
agree. Hmm.
Yeah.
It's true.
So,
I agree.
yep.
Nice to meet you, Cam.
Hey, nice to meet you too, brother. Man, um, yeah, man. I joined this server like a month and a half ago, close to 2 months now, I think. And I love it, man. I come here,
That's
just
awesome.
chill and talk. Learn. Of course, that's the most important thing to learn more stuff. Um,
And not
and
talking over people like me. Like I do that all the time. I gotta stop doing that shit real quick. But
yeah.
yeah, nice to meet you, Cam. If you don't mind me asking, what country are you from?
I'm in the state, but I'm originally from Cambodia, but I'm in Texas right now. Um, I'm in Texas,
Wow,
San Antonio,
that's
Texas.
cool.
Yes, sir.
Like, yeah, that's cool, man. Uh, wow, Cambodia.
Hey, I think I'm the first Cambodian flat earther. Okay, I'm just kidding. Maybe on the
What?
server.
You,
Maybe on the
yeah,
server.
on that server. might be a lot of people in Cambodia that are like, oh yeah, they're full of shit, dude. That's too funny, actually. What brought you from Cambodia, or were you like born in Cambodia and then just kind of like you moved here as a young guy, or?
Story short, my dad came here 2000, and then he brought the whole family 2003. When I came, I was 15. I'm 35. I've been here for 20 years, and
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Okay, so you had the best of both experiences as far as you've had
100%.
literally your life divided in half by both sides of like the world. That is really
Oh,
cool. Holy
so
cow. I don't know many
so you're
people
from
like that. I don't think I've ever met somebody like that. Anyways, I'm done.
so you're from Cambodia. So let me ask you this. So since your family didn't come till about around 2000s, in 1980s, there must have been other family members that left there during that other big, departure. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about, right? Yeah.
yeah. I know
So
exactly. Yeah.
right. So you've had other family members, no doubt, that left earlier, a couple decades before that as well. I bet.
Yeah, yes, sir. We had, my aunt and my uncle. They came here, and other families like,
There you go.
long cousin or whatever. They came over here after the
Right.
war,
Right.
like after the war,
Yeah.
1979. As soon the war,
70.
and
Yeah.
I guess the
Mid
U.S.
70s.
You know, grabbed everybody. Hey, you want to come to America? Let's go. So
Right.
but
Yeah. They called it.
we land in California. California, that's one like the most populated Cambodian
Yeah.
population. And matter of fact, we do have our own city over there too in Long Beach. Long
Oh, you know
Beach.
what? I've been to all these places, man. I've been to these places. Listen,
Yeah.
like I had Indonesian friends, these twins.
Cool.
I knew them for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And my
Bless you.
brother, like friends of the friends of the family, and
Hmm.
been a really long time. But that was up in L.A., like around Marina Del Rey, Venice, Santa Monica. But yeah, I knew, like I spent some time in Long Beach and stuff. We used to go to the park all the time back in the old days called the Queen's Pike, and that was like a really fun place. It was like a huge arcade place, like Santa Monica Pier, sort of. Anyway, go ahead,
Yeah.
man. I'm
No,
gonna
that's
I'm
cool.
gonna lay
That's
off
cool.
and catch my breath. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, you about to go?
No, not yet. I'm still listening. I'm just
Okay.
listening.
All right.
Kicking
That's
back at
cool,
home.
man.
I just
I'll be
wanted to
good.
say real quick that I really find it really cool about this server and some of the other servers I've been on, but probably not so much as to this one, how internationalized this server is. And I think that is amazing because I think this should be a worldwide server talking to everybody of all different cultures and
It
races
is.
and
We pretty much do
intellectual
already.
whatever.
Yeah, we pretty much do
Mm.
already, actually.
You
Yeah.
it does, yeah. That's what you guys are doing so far. I mean, how far can this server go? We're gonna probably see in the near future. It's just gonna keep growing. That's what I think.
Yep. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because see, even though you're not in Cambodia now, so there's other people that you're related to or contact with and things like that in those countries. We talk about that a lot here. That why don't
Mhm.
we hear anybody from Asian countries and hardly anybody from Russia? Also,
Yeah.
a couple times we do
I
though.
kind of wonder though, if I mean, if flat Earth has to ever go to like, you imagine flat Earth going to war with globe Earth in like a world war or something? Like countries adopt it, and then it quickly becomes a world war. So it's like 50
It could only
versus
be
50 all the time. The war just never ends because we're never allowed to use nuclear bombs. Right? So it's just constant like fighting the rest of the way the world spent or whatever it does or whatever. The rest of the world is just constantly at war over this. And we just like form like secret agent groups here in our servers and be like, oh yeah, I know a guy from Cambodia. I'm gonna give Kem a call. You know what I mean? I just give Kem a call, and then he has like, you know, he wins the war for us in like a way for like 20 years or something, and then something else happens and the other side wins after we're dead and gone. Can you imagine something like that?
So
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I try
hilarious.
not
So
to
I'm gonna
imagine
go
stuff
out of
like
my
that.
bike. I'm getting ready. Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at my charge, low charge, but I'm gonna go outside and let my phone charge while I
So
go on
Sunny,
another bike ride.
how's your fingers?
My hand still hurts, but I was just at the imaging place today, and I have an appointment for tomorrow. So they're gonna do scans on my hand and also
Hmm.
my left upper quadrant, my
Yep.
shoulder and lung, my upper left side. So they're
Yeah.
looking at all that, but I don't feel other than like a shoulder problem. I don't think there's a problem. I think that is the problem. But anyway, I'm gonna go for a little while. Talk to you guys later.
All
hey,
right,
take
man.
it
Take it
easy,
easy, brother.
Summy.
Yeah,
Hey, Summy,
yeah.
it
I'll
was
be
nice
back.
meeting you, and I had a
Nice
blast
meeting
with
you.
our
Yeah, yeah.
conversation tonight.
Hey, I did too. Me did too. No, I did too. So you have a good one. We'll
Good
talk
man,
again.
you
I'll talk
too.
to
We'll
you
talk again soon.
soon.
Bye.
Later. Bye.
Um. Like I said, bro. Welcome to welcome back to the Discord, the server.
Thank
This
you.
server has a lot of good people, man.
It does.
I'm still learning too. I like I said, man. I just been here like a month and a half, 2 months, close to 2 months. So you know what I mean. But it's a blessing to come over here in a lot of ways, because I've been a flat earther for like years. But I never knew that the server exists. I never knew there's a Discord you can talk to other people. I'm a flat earther. Like in real life, I go to talk to people about flat Earth, and I get ridiculed, and I get shut down. Like, oh, like yeah, I have so many stories. But all in all, I'm glad I'm here. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. The people in this community are like the most mean people you will ever meet in an international community. So I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
This is the bottom of the bottom when it comes to mean people, um,
Yeah.
or top of the top, whatever you want to call it. It
Yeah.
can be really bad or it can be really good. Um,
Yeah.
it's really that crazy. What's funny is if you do well here, you could probably do well anywhere else in society, like in international
No doubt.
cultural degree. You'd be able to get that in like a day. You'd be like, oh, I already know all the answers to this question. This is
Yep.
stupid. What are they training Columbies now? Like, yeah.
I mean, I hope in
You
a
learn a
lifetime.
lot, is what I'm saying to everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
Yeah.
on.
No, I said I hope that in our lifetime, just go mainstream. I mean, we went mainstream, but in a bad way. You know what I mean? They no, they try to you know put a lot of bullshit out there about flat Earth, that we anti-science. We are religious people. We dumb. We don't believe in this. We don't believe in that. They just put all kind of bullshit out there. But all in all, I hope that we're gonna go mainstream again, and next time we go mainstream, I hope the truth gets out there. You know,
Yeah, I
and
meet people. I meet straight up flat earthers that are like anti-science, and I meet others that are not anti-science, and I meet
so
others that are like misunderstanding certain things, and I don't know how to explain it to them at that particular time or whatever, and then we part different ways. So this community's really cool because it seems like you're always going to forget something or remember something at the right time, or you're going to be able to learn something. I just
yeah.
wanted to shout
So
out.
so when you say okay, well, tell me a little bit the story about the flat earther, so that you think that it was anti-science, the person or the people you were talking about. If you can tell me a little bit of story about that, go for it.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Lighting up a cigarette. I'm kind of away from my computer. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, no, some are just anti-complete. Any story, any experiment that's been done in the world is complete fabrication of history
Hmm.
to them, and they
Hmm.
decide to do their own thing and to find out what's going on in the world. And I
And
respect that. I respect that completely.
okay, and who? Where did you find this people or this person you talking about? Where do you find him?
Actually, I lied. Facebook years ago. I found a
Oh,
lot of them like that.
oh,
About 2015 to 2018, I would say. I met a lot of people.
okay.
A lot of flat earthers, actually.
Well, that's the weird one for me because in real, like, well, even online or whatever, I never met any flat earther that, anti-science in general. You know what I mean? I never met
Yeah,
any.
I,
Yeah, so
know,
it's kind of ironic to
this.
me. Yeah.
So I got to tell you, coming back, I didn't do Discord for this community. So I kind of just like hopped into Discord not too long ago, only a few months ago. I've been in
Hmm.
this Discord community of this particular topic.
Yeah.
Because I've used Discord for years over other stuff, but I was like, maybe I'll try this out and give Discord a try.
Hmm.
And I didn't really want to be, uh, I didn't really want to speak out or anything like that or argue with people, but it kind of got addicting after I kind of got to know all these people. And it was like, okay,
Yeah.
I might as well just go for it. I'm in this now. So here
So,
I am.
okay. So you say you still on the fence, right? Like, okay, so if you have to put that in the percentage, what the percentage do you on the flatter side and what percentage you on the globe side if you have to put it in a percentage?
So I actually said I am a Poe. So it's a little bit different than being on the fence. A little bit different. So
A
it
pole.
means like I can pretend to be both sides of the argument and try to like argue and
So,
debate both sides of the argument. And I've
oh,
won arguments on both sides with certain
okay.
people. But and it's kind of a terrible thing to do. You don't want to do that. It's disingenuous. It's everything. So I haven't done that since I came here. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. So I haven't
All right.
broken any rules yet.
Okay. So you just told me that you can pretend to be both sides. Well, how do I know that you're not pretending to me right now? Oh, this whole time?
I guess you don't. I guess that's the best way I'll just answer it. I mean, I am a Poe after all. I'm one of the best. I
Hmm.
actually have a group where I train Poes. So yeah, pretty cool. But no, it's not cool. It's pretty
Okay.
terrible what I do. But I will say that
But like, okay, like, let's
I
put the platter to the side. Let's put the globe to the side. Whatever conversation we have right now, are you being genuine
I'm
or
being genuine. Yeah, I'm
okay? All
being
right.
completely
That's all
genuine
I
with
gotta
you. I
hear.
haven't
Yeah.
lied to you yet.
Okay.
If I eventually have to be exposed as a Poe and tell you everything, then I will. I always have, and people that don't do that don't get respected in this community, which also
Yeah.
noticed because I know other Poes too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that kind of strange one to me. Whatever you just mentioned, because I never really. Well, I'm not gonna say never because we have somebody came in here, pretend to be flat earther, but it's a little bit different from what you explained to me. Pretend to be a flat earther, and then I mean I fell for it because I didn't think that people would just lie for no reason or just to for whatever purpose they want, and I believe that person. But after we talked for a little while, I asked them the story oh well, how did you become a flat earther? You know, and they couldn't answer that. There was no straight answer because if you really a
Really?
flat earther, yeah, you
Because I
would
could tell
understand.
you,
Yeah,
I could tell you exactly why I became one. And this is a true story, genuine, all the way. The northern 24-hour sun. That was a huge problem. And I got to know this YouTuber who was posting this information, and I was like, "Holy crap!
yeah,
You got to be kidding me! They can't be lying about this too. Like they lied about a lot of stuff." I'm thinking because I was a huge conspiracy guy at the time,
yeah,
and no, I wasn't like a factual researcher, which I should have been.
yeah.
Um, kind of learned that later on,
Do you know
and
the claim
the,
behind that 24-hour sun in northern latitude? I was gonna say northern atmosphere, but yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the northern latitude. Yeah, so you see 24 hours of sunlight
Do
in
you
the
know the
northern.
claim from the globe side? What they
Yes,
claim?
I do. Yes, I
So
do.
what's the claim?
So the tilt of the Earth is towards the sun.
And like how many degree?
So the tilt of the Earth is 23.4 degrees.
Okay, so you take 90 degree, you might not you minus 23.4. What do you have?
Hold on, let me do some math here. I'm stupid and I'm drunk.
No, it's okay. Take your time.
No. Um. Let's see, 27. Would you say 27 from 90?
No,
Be
90 degree,
26.
minus 23.4. What do you have?
Wouldn't that be 666?
How ironic, right? Wow, this magical number just appear out of nowhere.
That's true. What's
Yep.
also funny though is that's the rough estimation they get away with saying. So
Yeah.
really, it never actually tilted that angle. I don't know when they figured that out. Like, was it when we figured that out? Like, oh, so it's 666, and then they were
Yeah.
like, oh, we got to make up random point numbers now.
Yeah, it's
How,
Who
how
you know,
how do you tilt the ball? How do you tilt the ball, guys? How do you do that?
I don't know. You tell me. What's up,
knows?
Flatzy?
What's up, guys? What's up?
How
I
we doing?
guess you tilt. You actually tilt the ball apparently from the sun because the gravity is so strong, and
How
then
is that even a tilt at that point?
the Earth actually, I guess, flow in kind of thing where when it was forming, so it was able to spin and fly. Actually, it flies, I think, a little bit further
Yeah,
away
but
at
there is
certain.
there's no up and down and left and right in the vacuum of space.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So how do you tilt the ball?
Oh, so
That's yep.
so
Got you.
it's all based on angles and measurements now.
Yeah.
See, yeah. So that's how they decide where they are, according from lights and shadows. Guess that's the best answer I got. No?
Well, if Ruhiv was here, he'll make up
It's
some
just a bunch.
bullshit.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of silliness.
Yep. But yeah, there's no fucking curve. Like I said, water will destroy the globe. It's over. Water, you see when you see water, when you see lake, when you see ocean, it debunked the globe. Just I don't care about anything else. Just water will destroy the globe
Water will
anytime,
do.
any day.
I want
It's
to
funny
invent
because
water
we've
mountain
had to go
pigs.
the extra mile and learn their religion to a T, just so we can show them that we're not just using water to debunk the globe, but
Yeah, but
it's
you
ridiculous.
know what I'm saying. Just
No, I get
water
it.
itself.
Water is
Yeah,
enough. Water is
Yep.
plenty of evidence.
And they will come up with shit like this. Oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? Oh, what about the sun? What about the moon? Oh, what about Jupiter?
Yeah, so
It's
they
a very
actually are
convenient way
all
to
under
look
the.
away from the earth.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying it's a very convenient way to look away from the earth and the lack of curvature.
So I was just going to say they are all under the assumption that everything in the sky is round, so they must be round too.
Which is silly.
Just,
Like, what
just to
kind of
throw that
stream of
out there.
logic follows from that?
Hmm.
Begging the
Which is
question.
what they
It's
kind of
like,
trained us, though. They kind of trained us that way in school. So,
yeah, well, we point out the fallacy in it. So begging the question.
of course, because they say you don't have the scientific peer-reviewed evidence by their globby masters
Well, peer
to
review
look
is
it
bunk
over and be all
anyways.
common globby over it. And then they're just like, okay, doesn't work. Bye.
Anything deemed peer review is bunk anyways because just like you have people lobbying for that information to be valid. So it doesn't even matter if it is valid, it matters who backs it and funds it.
I hate to say this as much as I don't really care for Witsit. He argued something about this type of particular matter
Everybody
not
does.
too long ago, yeah, and he made a good point about science not being able to actually prove something, and then it's like, well, look at the previous shit they supposedly proved. Like,
Science does prove things. It's a method. A scientific theory is not like what we use the colloquial term of theory. Scientific theory is scientifically proven through the scientific method.
I agree. And you can't do that with some of this shit that they got.
No, because it's
I,
unfalsifiable. Something's unfalsifiable, it's not scientific. You should be able to test things. You should be able to repeat what was done. You should be able to verify it. It should be falsifiable. If it's unfalsifiable, that means it wasn't put through the scientific method, which is by definition pseudoscience.
yeah.
I'm testing something out right now. I don't know if you guys have ever made homemade French toast, but I'm
Oh,
making
yeah, I
homemade.
have.
I'm making like I'm using the same method of making French toast, but
No,
I'm using uh, garlic uh, garlic salt and onion powder instead of
I,
cinnamon and sugar,
I never made
and
one before, so I don't
making a
know.
grilled cheese that way. Pretty genius, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Take that whole concept and use it towards like garlic bread instead.
Yeah, I'm cooking too right now, so I have my mute off and on, off and on.
Yeah, me too, me too.
Yep.
Trying to not be too loud on the live stream, but still want to
Yep.
participate in the conversation.
Yeah, I'm doing a stir fry water spinach.
I want to
It's
Nice.
ask Plat. I want to.
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, you guys are having a good conversation. I don't want to interrupt.
You're not interrupting. You're
I was going to ask Plat, see if she heard about the whole refraction argument about the earlier. Were you in here for that?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I was, and I just wasn't paying attention. But
But
what
you
kind of
know,
refraction are we talking about? Are we talking about Snell's law, terrestrial refraction? Which one?
So my question was, the whole thing was, why isn't there a um, refraction angle of the buildings tilting backwards on the Chicago skyline refraction image that they show us that we record?
Since
And
it
then
would
they
be
say
per. Yeah.
they have this refraction showing the building elongated in the bottom of the building block, but why isn't where is the backwards math of the building tilting backwards? Where is that provided? Like they forgot to include that in their refraction. That's what I think.
Well, it's funny that, I mean, since they claim that that's a mirage, they would have to define what kind of mirage it is. Is it sinking, looming?
They call it a superior mirage. Yeah, it's
Well,
when
where is
conditions are
that
just
that
right on
consists
the lake.
well, that would consist of two different images being displayed. So where's the second image?
That's a good question. I don't know.
So that's all you
That
got to
was
go. You don't
actually
even have to go
that
further
was
than that.
actually my question. I just never got an answer to my what actual question for like what the
Mirage
degree
consists of two
math
images.
was by the Glovers. So I'm just kind of blown away by that. It's like I
Um,
asked this question to McToon, one of the top Glombies, and he
yeah.
called
you
me a
do.
Poe and muted me.
Well, he wasn't wrong, was he?
Well, no, he wasn't.
He's wrong about a lot, but that one he wasn't wrong about.
Which is funny because I probably could have sparked some insight into some of his Shark Tank little glomby tank he's got going on there that just continuously feeds him money every week. Kind of
Well,
interesting
what can
how
you do?
YouTube works.
He doesn't come around this block anymore because he's been completely pummeled to a pulp here.
Well, he
He'll
would get,
say otherwise,
yeah,
though.
I mean, yeah, Glovers don't do well here. I'm just going to say that.
Well,
So
not
glad
here
I'm a
on this
Poe.
server. We don't sympathize with the anti-flat earthers.
Me neither. I don't either. Getting
Well, that's
annoying
good.
dealing with the top elite glombies or the commie globbies
Hot
or the
lady.
globe turrets or whatever you want to call them. I don't care.
Oh yeah, it's
I
very
made
hot.
I made up all those terms, and they still take credit for them.
Sorry about that. I should have muted myself.
You're good.
Well, see, I'm mute, back and forth, off and on, off and on. So I'm I'm cooking too. So, but I'm about to be done.
Damn, done with dinner, son. Yeah.
Yeah, well, my son, he's very picky, so I have to hide things in his food. Most of the time, I make his bread for him. Like I just make that quick bread with vegetables and eggs in it and stuff. But I just kind of made him a grilled cheese, but I made it with like I said, it's kind of like a French toast grilled cheese, but with garlic salt instead of cinnamon sugar.
I'll be right back in a few seconds, guys.
That way he can have some protein.
Yeah. I
Just
don't
do the best
know.
I can.
I can't eat out. Maybe once in a blue moon, but I can't eat out every day. I just can't. I like to make my own food.
I have to make his food. He doesn't eat anything from anywhere, or I mean, we don't eat out anyways. We don't have that kind of money. Um,
Yeah.
we barely have money to fill the fridge and cabinets. I mean, but like I said, I have to get creative with him because he wouldn't eat healthy at all if I didn't sneak it into his food somehow.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Kids nowadays, they all picky. Shit. When I was growing up, man, whatever we, whatever the parents and the grandparents put on the table, you better eat it, because after breakfast is well, we barely even have breakfast when I was growing up. If lunch is over, it means it's over. All the food's gonna be gone. And if dinner is
Well,
over, his food's
I,
gonna be.
I tried to do that with him, but he'll literally just not eat. And every time he doesn't eat dinner, he wakes up very sick the next day. It's
Yeah.
terrible. So I just got to do the best I can. He's my first child that I've ever had, so I
How,
just
how old is
kind
he?
of do it. He's 4.
Oh, okay. It's understandable. Pretty understandable. He's 4. Yeah. My well, my wife, little niece, she came over here like what 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
She
Okay.
barely eat anything we cook. Like, she doesn't like onions. She doesn't like mushroom. She doesn't like almost any vegetable. So it was kind of hard. And then the stuff that we cook, it has onions and different vegetable. Of course, we have our proteins too, but we like to eat a lot of vegetable. But she doesn't eat it, so we kind of have. I kind of have to make food from work, like pizza. I have to make some pizza. I gotta make wings. Anything that does not involve vegetable. So yeah, it was tough past 2 weeks. Well, welcome back, bro.
Yeah, man. What's up, Cam? How's it going?
Good.
Good. I'm actually just smoking some really powerful marijuana flower right now.
So where you calling from?
Well, Washington State and the Northwest, where Fort Lewis McChord is. They build a lot of friggin' like UFOs and shit. It's really weird, man. They build a lot of shit that's really weird looking in the sky. Telling you, don't mess with America's military, man. They're just terrible. Probably like AI shit. Who knows?
Oh, so let me ask you
Protect
something.
Cambodia.
Yeah, let me ask you something. You believe in aliens?
Um, aliens might require, if you're asking on the exact broad term of aliens, yes, I do believe in aliens.
Alien
Yeah,
outer space, like outer
but
space.
but what type of aliens are you considering? Because you're talking about many different. You're talking about a biological science that has beyond capabilities of what I'm able to understand, right? Like, I am not the guy to talk to about biology, but I will tell you that do I believe in aliens? You referring to
Alien from like outer space, like like other planets, other stars, other
Okay,
galaxy.
okay. I'm still following you. Yeah, I do believe that. I believe, I believe that there is creatures out there. But are you
Out where?
referring to like alien humanoid? I'll call us
Out,
humanoids.
out where?
Okay, let's just. I won't call us human Homo sapiens. I won't call us Homo sapiens from now on. From now on, I'm just
Where?
going to call us humanoids. Okay, now
Where do
think
the
about
aliens?
this.
Where do the aliens come from?
So, okay, first off, we have to actually agree that I'm talking about when he asked the question, do aliens exist? Well, yeah, aliens I think really do exist as far as like
You
worms
said from another
and
planet. They're
crustaceans
from another
and
planet.
all these little species, critters, I guess you could say, that are microscopic. That's what I refer to as aliens on another planet. So when you ask me a question like, do you believe in it? Are you talking about humanoids, like the human species that are more,
Oh,
maybe
I
more
was asking
capable
you,
than
do
us
you?
or equal to us? Like, you got to put your parameters
I
more in
did
place
ask you
here.
that this question, like alien, as in like that they came from different planets, different galaxy, different
Okay,
solar
so
system. That's
yeah,
what I was asking.
so they might be smarter than us if they come here from another planet. And
Where's the other? Where are these other planets? Where are they?
well, that I don't have any evidence of a UFO in my hands, so I'm not gonna. I'm just. I'm kind of on the fence.
How do
About
you how do you come to the
your.
conclusion that they
I
come from
don't.
other planets?
I don't believe they've actually come here. Is what I'm saying.
But you do believe that there are other planets that hold humanoid life. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Possibly. But
Interesting.
more than likely, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Do you know what the second law of thermodynamics is?
No.
How can they come from a place that can't exist?
Well, maybe it's like another perfectly,
How long? You said you've been a
ball
flat
Earth.
earther since 2014, you know? 2015.
2015, actually. Yeah.
And you still believe that there's other planets in space, in the vacuum of space?
Not when I'm a flat earther. No.
Not when you're a flat earther. So you change? You go from a flat
Yes.
earther to a blubber?
Yes, that's what Poes do. It's unfortunate.
So you're telling us that you're a Poe, or um, are you being funny?
I'm actually a Poe, not a troll. There's a huge distinction there. I'm one of the only Poes that will admit I'm a Poe. Otherwise, you're going to get like somebody like Sin Cleanser in here who's going to get banned immediately
So
for
are you a
obviously
flat
being a
earther?
Poe. So you got to
Are
be
you a flat
honest and you
earther?
got to be genuine.
Are
It
you a flat
depends
earther?
on the day I'm having, I guess.
Hey, I'm
Sometimes I
hungry.
am.
He was asking you a question. He was asking you a question.
Yeah, I was answering them. Yeah, sometimes I am.
So sometimes you're a flat earther, sometimes you're a glober.
Sometimes, yeah.
My questions are over.
So you're not a flat earther. There is no sometime you're a flat earther, sometime you're a globe earther. There's no in between, my friend. Oh my god.
Like I said, I'm on the fence.
On the fans. Flat Earth. Like,
So at least you're all understanding why everybody hates me in this community. It's very interesting. Every other community, I'm like, welcomed in, no problems, talking to them, no problems. This is the only community where people are just like, you're a fucking piece of shit for doing this. I'm just like, well, it's fun. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be a
who
part of this
said that?
community.
Who
But
said you're a
Not us.
no, normal people, not anybody in these Discord servers. Like what I would call people that the 99%. I call them normal people, but they're not nearly as smart as anybody in here. And that kind of makes me sad too. It's like, Jesus, we got a bunch of smart people in here, and how are they ever going to get their ideas actually recognized by, um, the people in power? Just the people in power that would see these ideas and make them publicly recognizable, so we could all follow along with them. And that's where I think everybody's goal is on both sides of the argument. I think everybody wants to see this on live television, on when it comes to a debate or for
It'll never
president
happen. It'll never
or
happen. You don't have to worry about it.
dude, I know, and that kind of pisses me off, and that's a flat Earth actual argument there. That flat Earthers get pissed off that we don't get a voice. We just don't. There'll never be a voice.
Oh, I don't care. I'm glad. I want to be in my own club. I don't need everybody in it.
Yeah, well, I do that too. I got my own cult. I got people that follow me. They're too scared to join the discords because they know how crazy shit gets and they don't want to be a part of it. Poes want to hide, just like just like everybody does. Just like everybody does. Flat Earthers, us, everybody wants to hide where we can just not put up with people's bullshit for 10 minutes and have a decent conversation with other people. And I love this server for that. So I want to thank you all for having me. And even though I'm much to deal with, I'm so sorry for that. But thank you for having me. I'm here to stay if you guys don't ban me.
No, we don't ban. You're good, bro.
Thank you, Kim. And I'm glad to have met every single one of you. It's fun
Hey, at
talking to
least
you
you
guys.
admitted. At least you admitted that you are a pole. So at least we know.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for telling us.
yeah. Like the rule specifically states you got to be honest. So I mean, it was kind of a rule I was playing with because you're not allowed to be a troll. But I don't think it might have a specific rule against pose. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure the Poe thing is a new thing. So I'm just sticking with that for now. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it just kind of new to us. So well, it's new to me. So
It's actually new to a lot of people. I'm glad you got to be learning about this from me because you won't learn it very well from any other person. You could ask McToon about what a Poe is, and he'll tell you his version of things and what a Poe is and the exact definition of what a Poe is. And there's even a Poe's law, which describes who we are. But it doesn't exactly describe everybody, right? So it's like a broad definition. And it's just fascinating. It's just fascinating. I love messing with McToon. This whole Poe thing, it'll last a while, I think.
Well, you said that you kind of like on the fence, right? Like what would it take for you to pick a side? To be a, oh, you know what? I'm a globe earther now. Oh, you know what? I'm a flat earther now. What would it take? Because I mean, you join all kind of server, you talk to different people. You can't be in the middle all the time. At some point, you're gonna have to pick side. Well, there's no curve, my friend. There's no fucking curve. That's one thing. With the radius 3959 that they gave us, circumference
Mm-hmm.
24,000, 8 inches per mile square, drop over distance. There's no fucking curve. So at some point, right? I mean, if we live on a globe, on a sphere, just like they said, right? It should be drop over distance. It should curve, right? But there's no curve. Even you brought up Chicago skyline earlier. What, 50 something miles, right? There's no curve, my
Oh,
friend.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
so what would it take for
Well,
you to pick a side?
and
You gotta pick a
you
side
know
at some
what?
point.
That's funny. Like the question, yeah. Like I told you guys all that argument before. There's a lot of people in here. I didn't realize that. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. No. What would it take for me to pick a side? Well, oh man, that's the hardest question of them all.
You know,
I'll
you
have
know.
to just think about that. I can't just answer that on the fly. I
Well,
will think about that,
next
and
time.
next time,
Hmm.
because just met you, I'm just getting to know you. So,
Look. I don't
look,
like to be. I don't like to be ridiculed. I don't like to be called dumbass. I don't like to be called anti-science. I don't like to being called all kinds of names. I don't like, people come up to me, call me
oh,
stupid and all that shit. But if it takes to be on the true side, if this is a true side, and I know this is the true side, so I'm gonna be on this side. Even they call me all kinds of names. Even I get ridiculed anytime any day. I don't care. I'm searching for the truth, and this is one of the truth, one of the most important truth to know where we live. So be it. But at some point, you're gonna have to
thank
pick a side.
thank you, Tim.
The next time we talk, you're gonna tell us. You're gonna tell me which side you on. You cannot be in the middle because you've been around for how many years already. You can't be in the middle anymore, my friend. Either if you're on a globe side, be honest with yourself. If you're on a flat side, honest with yourself too. And that's all I'm asking.
But that's interesting too. I mean, I respect that. I will do that from now on with you, personally. Um, from now on, I will do that. It's just interesting. That's all. That
And look, my point is this, right? If you just heard about this whole flat Earth thing like last month
I
or
would
last year,
never want to ridicule you ever, ever.
well, I'm not saying
Not in
not
a million
you,
years. I
but
like you, dude. You're level-headed, smart. It seems like perfectly handle a conversation. You grew up in two different sides of the world, which is a cultural thing experience that you gained specifically that you've just told us all. Like that alone, yeah. Keep going, man. You got it going on, dude.
yeah, like I was saying, right? If you just know about this subject, right? Like last month or even last year. But you've been around for like since 2015, right? From what you told us, right? So that means you
Correct.
know the argument on both sides. But then at the same time, you mentioned about the footage from Chicago skyline from 50 something miles away. There's no fucking curve, right? So my point is this: you're gonna have to make a choice which side you on. That's it. That's all I'm asking. So, and next time when we get to talk again, you're gonna have to tell us. If you're on a globe side, so be it. But if you're on a flat side, then so be it. But at least you gotta make a choice, my friend. You didn't know about this yesterday or last month. You've been knowing this whole
Okay.
argument from both sides for years, and that's all I'm asking from you, my friend.
So
So
you are asking me about a particular scientific experiment that I'm on the flat side on, about the specific angular measurements of the buildings bending backwards on the refraction curvature math. That's the math I wanted to know, and they continuously ignore me on that. It makes me mad. Like, that's a significant piece of evidence right there. I need to know the math. If it's blocking out the bottom half of the building, supposedly, it should be blocking out. Uh, it shouldn't be blocking out anything. It should be making ramps of buildings. But what it shows is a flat Earth. Everything's perfectly elongated. You know what I'm talking about?
exactly. So
So I wanted to say that. So yeah, it's pretty obvious what side I'm on. It's a flat side.
yeah. So you can never call yourself a pole anymore,
We'll see.
because if you do, then you would be lying to yourself. You
Now,
would be lying to
no.
everybody else too.
Tomorrow could bring something different. Next day could bring something different. The next day, I can't tell the future, and you're not a magician. So don't pretend to be a magician.
Nah, I'm not a magician. I'm not a psychic. Never.
You're not a psychic. You're not a magician. But there we go. That's where we're at.
So today you're a flat earther, tomorrow you're a globe earther. Is that what you're telling me right now?
I don't see why tomorrow I would be. I mean, that's all I'll say. I don't see why. Why would I be a globe earther tomorrow?
Okay, well that's good.
Right out. We're all good, man. No worries.
Yes, sir.
You ain't gotta worry about me. I'm old. I'm retired. Just want to live my life from now on. Gotta have NASA pay me that shell check every week. You know what I mean? That's all I gotta worry about from now on for the rest of my life. They just pay me loads of money to talk to you guys in 24/7 Discord, flat Earth, of course.
You're not that serious with that bullshit, bro. Come on, man.
You see, yeah, that was oh yeah. You don't even know, do you? You're new to this, aren't you?
Bro, why are you playing with us, man? Well, I mean, why are you playing with me?
I'm just playing with you, yeah. I'm fucking with you. I'm not paid
Oh
by
man.
NASA. I wish I was though. I'd be good at it. I'd have alliances with Cambodia right now. Be taking over the world.
You're funny, bro.
Good times. That's what it's about. If you don't have fun, then you're just gonna have a miserable time and get banned all the time. That's what I've noticed.
Hey, what time is it over there in uh where you say you from again? Washington State, right?
Yeah, it's sunny time still. Hold on, let me check.
6 o'clock, right? 6:15,
It's
probably.
God, you're tracking where I live now. That's awesome. Yep, that sums it up.
Yeah.
What
Hey
time
man,
is
be
it there?
careful, bro. Hey, be careful, bro. I know your IP address too, so.
I don't care about that. What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding.
Even if you did, I just don't care anymore. You want to come to my house? What time is it there? Where you're from?
Over here is like 8:15.
Oh, nice.
Texas. Yep.
8:16 now. You got corrected. Oh shoot! I hear a debate forming.
1 minute ahead.
Oh.
Uh oh. Uh oh. You got called out. What are you gonna do?
Hey, the last time I looked at it, it was 8:15. I guess it just moved.
It's 8:17 now for me.
Too funny. Everybody got silent. Weird. Well, I gotta go argue with people why birds are real. I'll be right back.
Welcome to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. If you're new, head over to the VC Check in one room to get your VC verification tag to get involved in the conversation about our Earth.
Now I don't want to fool you here. Last month, for the first time since 1972, NASA released a blue marble, a single snapshot of the Earth taken from outer space. And so much has changed in the decades between that first picture and the second. Borders have shifted, generations have come and gone. Our global population has nearly doubled.
Alright, I'm back.
One thing hasn't changed.
The pose back, yay!
It still looks blue.
In 2002, Blue Marble 2.0, NASA's Rob Simon made this. And it had wide appeal too. For example, it ended up as the default background on the iPhone.
I didn't even know until I bought an iPhone and turned it on and kind of did a little happy dance.
Simon's job is...
It's primarily taking data and making pictures out of it.
That's what this is, a composite of data sets from several different instruments translated into a picture.
To us, the really cool thing was the data set. Up until that point, there was no realistic color map of the globe anywhere.
So the land layer here comes from
the Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer aboard Terra.
And the tricky part here was the weather.
So we actually had to take clouds out.
They stashed the clouds for later, went onto the ocean. That came from an instrument that measures phytoplankton in the sea.
Where it was low, I colored it dark blue because they're low mostly in mid-oceans. And then where it was a little bit higher, it was like a little bit brighter green.
Then add the clouds back in.
There's a small problem with it because there's a very slight gap in between each orbit.
So some of those are painted on.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
Then
there was another layer to sort of simulate the atmosphere.
And then there's this little bright spot.
It's called the specular highlight. So it's the reflection of sunlight off of water.
Those are the pieces, but you can't just slap them all together.
It just didn't look realistic. It looks kind of flat, or the clouds are sort of too see-through. So I just hit Command Z a lot.
There's artistry to creating the world.
What I imagine it to be. Unfortunately, I'm not an astronaut. I've never been to space. But I've looked at these images over and over again, trying to sort of get the essence of it. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
I'm hungry.
What's going on, bro?
So I got a question for you, right?
What?
I got this is a serious question. Well, maybe it's not that serious. Like I want to know, why did you become a POE and what do you get from it? What what did you benefit from it?
That's a good question. Um, I'll answer that question, but I actually have to like do some real world stuff real quick. Give me like 5 minutes, and I'll be back to
So
answer
you're
your
gonna
question.
Okay, that's cool. You
Yeah,
gotta go
no,
train
I'm not
Matoon? Okay,
ignoring your question.
I
No,
got you, bro.
I'm actually using the bathroom. So basically, so
Hey, you gotta put yourself on mute, brother. Put yourself on mute.
oh, actually, this isn't a question I can run away from. What made me to decide to become a POE? Well, it's very funny. The argument makes Glowbrothers very upset. That's why I do it. I mean, it's almost like you got to keep the entertainment fuel going somehow, whether or not the Glowbrothers versus the Flat Earthers do it. You got to keep it going somehow. And that is why I do what I do. And I'll actually link you a YouTube video of the actual analogy reference that I use in complete description of what I do. This will describe it to you. Hold on. There we go.
And what did you benefit from it by doing that?
So I will hold on. I will answer that, but let me share this first to you. Um, I think that's it. Boom. Yeah, there we go. And what was your next question?
I said, what did you benefit from it by doing that?
Nothing. Truth sharing. I guess you could call it truth sharing. I mean, somebody's got to know along the way of how people think and how things are done and how different thought processors are received. So I don't ridicule anybody. I just say my piece and leave.
Okay.
That's kind of
How
how
long?
I've always done my thing.
Okay. Let me see how long is the video.
It shouldn't be too long, but it's an analogy. That's all it is. So wartime, you wouldn't. I don't think you would get the analogy reference. Other people would, that are like Americans, but I don't know if you would. So I mean, like maybe you would. You saw Black Hawk Down, right?
No, I never
You're
seen that movie
30.
before.
Oh, okay. So
I don't think I've seen it
you
before.
might not get it. You might not get it. You might as well not even watch it. But
I'll watch it later. How about that? I'll watch it later. Next time we talk,
yeah,
we'll
it's just
discuss
about
further.
some guy. He says, "Hey, man." He says, "Why do you do it? Why do you, go out of your way to be a superhero army ranger kind of guy, so to speak?" And he just says, "They don't know why I do it, but I'll tell them, the reason why I do it is because it's all about the other people out there is why I do it. That's all there is to it." And that's what he says in the video. And so my concept is there's other Poes out there, and that's all there is to it. I got to save all the other Poes, no matter what I do. So I got to consistently battle both sides at times. It's very sad.
Okay, we have a new people, new puzzle.
That's how I'm crazy, though, dude. Don't think the way I think. Kim, you
Okay.
keep doing you, man. You're going to take over the world. I'll tell you that much.
I'm not gonna take over nothing. But anyhow, hey, I'm hungry. We do have somebody new here. Go ahead, Miguel.
No, you can talk. I'm at work. Go on.
A Poe is a more sophisticated troll who just knows the arguments and plays both sides. Kick him to the streets.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.